It's time to take a look at what's happening around Wyoming for Monday, September 22nd. I'm Wendy Kaur, bringing you headlines from the Cowboy State Daily Newsroom, brought to you by Wyoming Interventional and Vascular Associates. WEVA offers the best solution for treating tired, aching, and swollen legs at Wyoming's only IAC-accredited vein facility, with virtually no downtime and minimal risks. If you're ready for relief, see what WEVA can do for you. Schedule a consultation at caspermedicalimaging.net/WEVA. Laramie County fire crews have cleared the scene of a spectacular incident that authorities are calling significant and dangerous, caused by a natural gas rupture west of Cheyenne in the early hours of Sunday. Cowboy State Daily's Jimmy Orr explains that Laramie County Fire District Number 10 was dispatched at 1:08 a.m. on reports of explosions and flames visible from the incident.
In the middle of the night, there was a natural gas pipeline rupture, and there was a train carrying hazardous materials that was close to where that rupture was, and it was a spectacular fire. You could see it 60 miles away. They were able to stop the train before it got to that location and self-evacuate. Fire crews, hazmat teams came out and were able to extinguish the fire.
Fortunately, there were no injuries reported. What caused the explosion is unknown, and the case has been turned over to Union Pacific Railroad investigators. An asphalt tank caught fire at the Sinclair oil refinery in Sinclair on Saturday, putting thick plumes of dramatic black smoke into the air that were seen for miles. Cowboy State Daily's Justin George reports that it looked a lot worse than people feared.
People have woke up and saw these thick, dark, black plumes of smoke coming from the Sinclair oil refinery. And the first thing on everyone's mind is the refinery's on fire. What it was an asphalt tank on the refinery grounds that had caught fire. Fortunately, Carbon County firefighters and other volunteers were out there and were able to put that out really quickly. And it didn't spread. There was no concern that it was going to spread to the refinery or get to town.
A Sinclair spokesperson said that emergency personnel responded to the tank fire, followed its response plan, and extinguished the fire. Also, all personnel were accounted for, and there were no injuries. Florida's first black bear hunt since 2015 is set to open in December, and activists are buying up bear tags in hopes of saving the Bruins. Cowboy State Daily's Mark Hines reports that anti-hunting groups are encouraging people to enter the lottery-style drawing for 187 bear tags in Florida. The Sierra Club of Florida launched its Bag a Tag, Save a Bear campaign this month, urging supporters to buy up all the tags.
They purchase the hunting tags, and so that hunters who are intent on killing the bears can't get them. That's their way of saving the bears. I happen to know someone who's an avid hunter who lives in Wyoming who was a federal wildlife agent in Florida, and he's seen this firsthand. He said it wasn't very effective. It didn't make much difference either way.
The tags cost $100 for residents and $300 for non-residents. I'll be back with more news right after this.
You never know what's going to happen. Without insurance, we could lose everything that we have.
First State Insurance is here to help protect you and your livelihood.
We protect the most important things in your life.
What I appreciate about First State Insurance is for someone to have my back when we have a claim.
First State Insurance looks forward to growing in our surrounding communities.
Many churches across Wyoming saw an increase in attendance after Charlie Kirk was shot and killed September 10th while speaking to students at Utah Valley University. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reports that while some pastors just touched on the tragedy, there were also church sermons that heavily focused on Kirk's murder.
You can tell a lot about society's level of tragedy by what the churches are experiencing. A little evangelical church in Jackson did a whole sermon like, okay, based on Revelation 15, here's what he is seeing right now on the other side of heaven. And so some of them were very overt like that, where some of them were like, normal sermon is happening.
A memorial for Kirk took place on Sunday in Glendale, Arizona at State Farm Stadium, with the president attending. Crypto kiosks have been popping up across Wyoming and the country, but with this new form of currency also comes scams to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars in Wyoming alone. In fact, Cowboy State Daily's Renee Jean reports that AARP is getting involved to warn people about the potential of getting scammed.
What's happening here is scam artists are seeing a new and better platform to push their victims to, because banks got wise, gift card shops got wise, and started warning their customers, hey, you're getting taken here. What the AARP is looking for here isn't necessarily a ban on kiosks so much as let's interject some of that delay that causes people to think and to get a little less emotional about whatever fake crisis this con artist has created.
The FBI has estimated more than $9.3 billion was stolen nationwide in various types of cryptocurrency frauds in 2024 alone. A Rock Springs family and community are devastated as they struggle to comprehend the loss of a son, nephew, friend, fellow student, and athlete whose life ended way too early. Cowboy State Daily's Dale Killingbeck reports that Bridger Healy was an outgoing preteen who played football, loved his family, and leaves a strong legacy, even though his family had only moved to the area from Utah 3 years ago.
He left a legacy in the community in that people remembered him and he affected people's hearts. People that knew him, they just spoke of his kindness. The school principal talked about somebody that was known to be kind, somebody that was helpful. And so you don't hear that a lot about 12-year-olds, but that was what was spoken about him.
Bridger's aunt says her nephew was, quote, a friend to everyone. Michael and Julia Schellers are self-proclaimed garlicologists who are the owners of Garlic Fett, their homegrown garlic business that produces upward of 12,000 bulbs or 5,000 pounds of garlic per year. Cowboy State Daily's Jackson Walker reports the garlic from Schellers' humble 3-acre farm is rather potent.
They claim is 4 times stronger than anything you could find in the grocery store. It's primarily used for cooking purposes, although they did mention that some individuals with arthritis enjoy using their freeze-dried garlic. Now, this garlic is ready to eat right out of the bag. It requires 0 preparation, and these individuals don't have to bother with unscrewing a jar, chopping up vegetables, things like that. They can just enjoy the garlic ready to go.
Despite the pungent odor of garlic that permeates their home, Michael says their friends are not bothered by it. And that's today's news. Get your free digital subscription to Wyoming's only statewide newspaper by clicking on the daily newsletter button at cowboystatedaily.com. And you can watch this newscast every day by clicking subscribe on our YouTube channel, or you can listen to us on your favorite podcast app. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Wendy Corr for Cowboy State Daily.